right, and we are back with another episode, and this time I'm joined by Ryan Langlois. How's it going?
Hey man, I'm doing good. Things are good.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you come from.
Yeah, man, I'm a singer songwriter. Currently living in Red Deer, Alberta, with my family. Been in the industry for I don't know 15 years or so. Few different iterations of my career, and find myself at a what feels like a really nice, comfortable spot. Being a singer songwriter, it's really good.
Perfect. And tell us a little bit about kind of like how music kind of started in your life, because you started playing guitar and stuff late in life,
I
correct?
did, yeah,
So
yeah. I was 22 when I had a bit of a honestly, it was almost like a spiritual epiphany that I needed to start making music, and it was part of my calling to get out and tour and play shows and be on the radio. And so I was about 22, and I just had a moment and decided I was going to do it. And so I picked up a guitar and started making my way towards it. And my wife was a graphic designer at the time, and she traded a guy we knew. She said, "I'll design your business cards for your new studio if you'll give Ryan guitar lessons." And so little trades of services, and he taught me the basics, and I've been hacking away ever since.
nice.
Yeah.
And how's quarantine been for you in Red Deer? How's all that been treating you?
I mean, I'm super fortunate as I've worked steadily through it. So I've had that not only just financially, that's an absolute blessing, but also just having something to go do every day, get out of the house. And, I'm dealing with customers and driving around. And so it's nice to get out and have purpose for 8 hours a day kind of thing.
For sure.
And I mean, my family, we've all been doing pretty good. My kid's in his last year of high school, so that's been a bummer for him to miss the grade 12 experience, but
Yeah.
he's doing good, and my wife's worked through it all. So yeah, we've been super fortunate and wrote a lot of songs, and really enjoyed just kind of not having to hustle a little bit
Right.
for the
Yeah.
first time in a long time.
Would you say that's kind of the one good thing you would take from the quarantine?
It's been amazing for me. It's been amazing to really not have to, because really you could always say as an artist, you never have to hustle, but you do if you want to be active. And this time where there's nothing going on, there's really nothing to hustle for.
Right.
So it's been truly liberating of that, being able to just be like, yeah, well, there's no shows to get, there's no this to get, there's no that to get. So I can just kind of sit back and rest for the first time in a really long time.
That's right. And
Yeah.
what would you say has been your biggest struggle?
I miss my music community, because where we live, I don't have my music communities all in Edmonton, Calgary, or wherever, different areas. And so I don't get to see them ever. And so other than a Zoom or whatever. And so that's been, especially the last couple months, I have just missed just hanging. The pre-show and post-show hangs are the things I miss most.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I know it's like we felt like we were coming to an end, I think, with the quarantine, and
I
then
know. They
shutting it
said,
all
you
down.
know what? You can do better. You can go longer. Like,
Exactly.
no.
All right. Well, let's talk about your newest single, Just a Word. You
Yeah.
released that April 30th. Tell us about it and how it came together.
Yeah, it was I was looking for I tend to work in cycles, song cycles of writing and recording, where I have an idea kind of in my head, and so then I work within it, and I just was feeling softer and a little gentler. I wanted to deliver some songs that weren't so boisterous, and so I was just writing, and it was really leaning towards more of this like very, very, very gentle songwriter stuff. And so I reached out to there's a young woman named Hannah Gazso. She just turned 18. She's from Edmonton Way, and she's just an absolute brilliant young writer. And we've known each other through my son, and so I I reached out and I told her, I said, Hannah, I'd like you to, she wants to be a writer first and foremost. And I said, listen, you want to be a writer? I'm an artist looking for a song and you know me a bit. So why don't you really put some thought into, if you were to write for me, what would we do? And I'll come up and we'll spend an afternoon writing. And so I got up there, and she's so wise beyond her years. And she said, I had this idea about the power of words and how with age and experience, words tend to carry more weight with them eventually. Right. And she's like, me saying that I love my parents is different than you saying you love your son or wife. It carries something different. Right.
Right.
And I was like, whoa, that's profound. And so we just worked from there, and we took 3 of what we think are the most powerful words in the English language: fear, faith, and love. And I think wrote just a beautiful, beautiful song about the power of those words.
Absolutely. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds really good.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I'm so proud of it. And it's interesting because it doesn't really follow normal format. It doesn't have a chorus per se. It's kind of 3 verses and a bridge, and it's quite short. And so it was really cool to just sort of embrace that and not worry about trying to make it fit something and just let it be.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's some of the power of it, is just letting it be.
Absolutely. What would you say is your favorite thing about co-writing?
Just other people's genius and creativity, because I recognized early, I was taught to write as co-write, like in a co-writing setting. So I've always done it. I wrote by myself, but I didn't write a ton by myself. Then I was kind of mentored and brought up in a group setting. And so, ever since, I just love the idea. I love the idea that not all the pressure's on me, for one,
Sure.
and that I recognize my limitations in areas. And it's just so nice to always, I just believe you'll always get a better product ultimately with someone else in the room.
For sure.
So I just love other people's insight and creativity and being able to bounce things off of people. It's just, I love it. It's actually my most favorite thing about being in the arts is that collaboration.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What would you say is the weirdest, most awkward way you've ever come up with a song?
Well, that was interesting. Now I look back and I think it's brilliant, not weird or awkward at the time, though I thought it was kind of odd. But we were being mentored, me and my co-writer in my last band we were down in Nashville, and the guy that was mentoring us, his name is Byron Hill, and he's just incredible. He has numerous number ones in the States, and just the kindest man and such a great mentor to us. And one day we were sitting around and we were kind of stuck for ideas, and he said, "Oh, just a minute," and he dug around in the closet and came out with this giant Ziploc bag full of ripped up paper, and he's like, these are titles that I've collected over all the years I've been writing that I've never written, and I just put them in this bag, and when I'm stuck, I just start randomly pulling pieces of paper until we hit something."
Yeah.
And so we just sat there, and he just started pulling, and he would read, and we'd be like, no. And it was just such a cool process. And then eventually he pulled one out, and the title was Vagabond Dreams. And all 3 of us were like, whoa, there's something there. And we ended up writing that song that day. But that's pretty cool. That was a kind of an interesting thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so with the release of your new single, can we expect a music video at all? Or is it just
I don't know. I don't think I'm doing a video for this one.
Yeah.
It's been interesting. This time away has really helped me. Like, it's really allowed me to focus on, I guess, what's important to me at this point in my career. I'm not a young pup anymore, and I'm not old by any means, but I'm not 20. Right. And, you just realize what's important to you and where, kind of where to invest your time and money. And so this time around, I don't think there'll be a video, but, one of my friends and the guy that's done all my video work, we've talked about the next single, doing something pretty grand. So, yeah.
Okay. When do you think you'll be having Your new
Well, I don't know. I have 3 songs ready to go. And I feeling it depends. It's feeling like it'd be like end of June, July sometime, I'm thinking.
That's fair. Nice summer song or something.
Well, it's not really a beer drinking song, but it's just kind of the timing of it. And
Sure.
I mean, we're in a world now where honestly, it used to be, time of year seemed so important to release music, but now people are just releasing all the time.
Oh yeah.
That those days of like strategic releasing dates seem less and less important now. You just kind of put music out when you're ready.
Right. Yeah.
And so that's been another super bonus of the quarantine and being home, is that I didn't have to rush anything. I had tons of time to, so I'd said like, we'll release Just a Word when it's all ready, when everything's in place, we'll release it. We're in no hurry. And so the same thing with the next song, when it's ready and I have everything in place, we'll put it out.
Yeah. Completely fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
With COVID being the way it is, are you planning to do more live streams, things like that? Or are you just kind of kick back, write more?
Yeah. I'll do the odd live stream every now and again just to touch base. I actually started doing I did it last week, an IG live with Hannah.
Yeah.
And just interviewed her, and I really enjoyed it, and people really enjoyed it. So I might start doing that, just almost just an excuse to get together with people online once every couple of weeks and just talk to people who inspire me creatively. And so I think I'm gonna start doing that. And then not a lot of live streaming regular. I'm not a huge, I mean, I'm on it. If I'm being really honest, I'm not a huge fan of them. It's really hard to communicate them well and for them to sound good.
For sure.
And as an artist, I think we're being able to sound good and put forward a good, first impression is so important.
Yeah.
So, but I am learning, like I got this mic set up and I got some headphones. I got a little mixing board now. So I'm like learning how to try. So when I do it, it sounds better than just singing into the computer,
For sure. Yeah. I know when I started this stuff, the online, I wasn't a fan of it either. I think it took me a year almost into quarantine.
Yeah.
Kind of, get going. So I'm more of the in-person. I like the
I know.
person as well. So
yeah, even writing, like it's been brilliant to be able to get together, almost any time with anybody online to write. But man, you just miss feeling that transfer of actual energy between people in a room. Like you almost have to be way more prepared for an online write, because I find like I did a write just the other night with the Fleischer boys. You've talked to them.
Yeah.
And we've written once before and we got together in person and there was just this great energy, and you can feel each other out better, so you can start from scratch a lot easier. But when you're online, it's not like, it's really hard to jam.
That's very true.
It's hard to just jam out some melody on the guitar. And so you have to kind of almost start with something instead of just allowing the vibes to lead. So there's goods and bads to it, but so I'll probably be doing a bunch more of that too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. Last thing, for those who don't know, let everyone know where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, you can find me everywhere: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm most active on Facebook and Instagram. You can go to RyanLangloismusic.com and you can link everywhere. People get confused about the D, but that's Daniel, my middle name, and Ryan Langlois Music was taken, so I had to go with the Ryan D. Langlois Music. And you can find me everywhere. And I mean, also on Spotify, I'm really I'm trying to grow my Spotify numbers, which has become such an important thing. So if people can find me on Spotify and if they enjoy me, give me a follow, and I'd really appreciate it.
Perfect. All right, guys, go get his newest single, Just a Word. And Ryan, thanks so much for popping on here. And
all right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Keep in touch.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.